right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insiders News this week, presented by Papa John's. Usually we have pizza by now, but I'm hoping it's on the way.
That's
we'll
right.
give you a slice.
Mama fed me before I left.
So we got to thank Papa John's for feeding us every week. Let's see. Let's go through our marketing partners. We got to thank GAC VA 811. See, we got a new teammate. Looks like
Miley Cyrus. she's gonna have VA 811 on her car.
NC 811. Bonder at Brothers Distillery. That's a good sponsor. You get a little drink.
That is nice.
Pepsi, Mountain Dew. It's Jack and mine's drink of choice there. Factory Canopies. They give us these nice chairs. MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. I got to thank her. She does a great job. If you need any online help, she's the person. Black Acid Apparel. If you need 1 shirt, 15 shirts, 1,000 shirts for your team, hats. They can pretty much put about any logo on anything. So if you need something, check those guys out. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. Last but not least, Langley Speedway. And with that,
yeah, thanks to Spanky's Kitchen. Don't forget Spanky's Kitchen. But I think we have another person coming through the door, and look who it is.
Mm-hmm.
My shirt.
he's brown nosing.
Come on in, have a seat.
I like the way you brown nose.
How you doing, Mr. Wertz?
What you up there?
No, man. How you doing, brother?
Hanging in there. Bleeding brake lines. I was like, damn, I got to go.
All right, we'll go back to later on and do the Smith's Wraps and Graphics news part of it, since we got Shane and we got Mark here. And I see Tom Keene's on there, but I don't see his face. Did you see his face up there?
I'm on my phone.
I hear him clearing his throat, so Tom is there.
I'm in the truck driving.
Oh, okay. Well, when you get a chance, we'll catch up with you when we can see your face in a minute. But you can go ahead and talk to us like you are.
Okay, well, let's
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. We're going to start off and let Mark tell us a little bit about what's going on down at Florence for the Icebreaker this year. I know you Corvette Parts and Keen Parts right in the middle of it. So tell us a little bit what's going on.
Well, Tom and TJ have definitely stepped up the time here to get back involved in the 2022 NASCAR season. But this year they're kind of taking a little bit of a different approach. Of course, Keen Parts, Corvette Parts.net has always been heavily involved with NASCAR, with the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series, and they're still involved with Ryan Ellis with the Alpha Prime Racing Team this year with a select few races. But Tom and TJ were looking at some other dynamics of how to market their brand, and with the opportunity being open for them to expand, Tom looked at getting into the short track scene. So the short track scene I feel is more in touch with the local groups at each track in each state, and is an avenue to get Keen Parts, Corvette Parts, and whoever else, Archie and his group, that they bring along to join in on this deal, more marketing. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. This isn't about Mark Wertz Racing or whatever. It's about these companies that keep racing alive. We're here because he chooses to spend money on our team and these tracks to keep the racing going. So Tom has stepped up, and the Icebreaker, which used to be a $5,000 race at Florence Motor Speedway, is now a $10,000 race. They've come together with Quarter Mile Muscle and are going to put up the halfway money for $200 for a halfway leader. That will probably help promote people from riding around and put a better show on for the fans, and hopefully attract more fans to come and attend this race. So Tom and TJ have really stepped up at a different level this year, and obviously we need to rely on social media, local media such as yourself. Thanks for having us on here, by the way. And I like your shirt.
He's going for brownie points with that shirt, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I walked in, I stood out, and I was like, yeah, he's brown nosing right off the bat.
I got this last year and never wore it. And, so
We picked a perfect night to wear it.
that's right. I said, well, Mark's coming. Might as well do it here. So
Well, this whole thing is about the health of the sport and about, obviously, marketing Keen Parts, CorvetteParts.net. But, without a group effort, none of it works. It's all a big wheel, and every person is a spoke. And without the spokes, the wheel breaks. So Steve is redoing. I know this is a weird sticking point, but he's redone the bathrooms at the racetrack. And for the longest time, it was a whole bunch of porta johns. And I'm gonna tell you right now, in November and February, porta johns are not fun. And so his old bathroom had issues, and then they had the porta johns. And now that he's redone the infield bathrooms, the point being is Steve is putting back into a track that was falling apart, and turning it back into a machine.
Also hang out and hear
Just
this.
like Bill Mullis has done here at Langley Speedway.
right.
So, kudos to Steve, and hopefully the teams that are looking to kick off the 2022 NASCAR National Points season, which starts right here at Florence Motor Speedway with Keen Parts all over the first National Points race of 2022. It's before Speedway.
That's right.
I mean, so all the guys that want to kick off regional racing, state racing, national points racing, they need to be at this race.
Yep.
So I don't know if everything's been exposed yet, but I know we're going to have a good race director crew there, a good tech
welcome to hang
section as always. But really thank Tom for stepping up. And the other thing to this deal is this Virgin run and the start off of Tom and Archie's involvement in this short track series. So what could grow from this, and this is still in the making, so there's more to be announced, but what could grow from this is a multi-race deal with undetermined bonus put up to a potential winner of this little series deal that Keen Parts, CorvetteParts.net is talking about letting this grow into for the 2022 season. But it all starts with, if you're not at the first race,
You lost out.
you're not necessarily lost out, but you're behind the eight ball.
Yeah.
So it's very imperative that we get as many cars and attendees to this first race to benefit this deal. It's almost like another Triple Crown. So it's a neat deal.
Now, Tom, what do you think about all this going on and your involvement in all this?
It's an interesting adventure. How's that? With characters like Mark Wertz, how can you go wrong? No, it's something different than what we've been doing. It's a new adventure, and why not? So Archie came to me with, he had an idea of, putting on a couple races, and then all of a sudden this snowball or icebreaker came up, and I went ahead and did the icebreaker. Then all of a sudden we're just going to start getting, marry them together. Then we got Larry Benicki with his Jennerstown race up in Pennsylvania, and we're talking about one in Winchester. So we got several things in the works.
What amazes me is the fact that I've looked at the last few weeks. We've had some people come on, but the people that are getting back involved in the short track racing, they're really putting a lot into the short track racing, is really big right now. I mean, without them, they probably would not be going the way it is. So,
Well, it's good to see tracks like Florence rebound and have people like Tom and TJ who not only believed in our little small team, but now are believing in a small short track, and letting that the eyes open up to the potential. when people start taking notice, such as Corvette Parts, what I call a national brand, I
Right.
mean, call it what you want. I call it a national brand. They sell globally, and when people like this start getting involved that have past Cup involvement, it may open the door for other people and other drivers to use this as a marketing tool to help themselves to start luring other potential partners into the short tracks that at one time in the late 80s, early 90s were flourishing, and then the Cup scene got big.
Yeah.
It was always big, but it got big, and a lot of Fortune 500 companies went that route. But it seems that some of these companies are starting to see the personal touch of the short track, where we actually reach out to the end user, being the fans that are the ones that pick the phone up or go online and order these parts, pieces, or whatever they need from the companies that are supporting these race cars.
Right.
Yeah, and you're starting to see like big time drivers. You know, they're retiring and they're going back to short track racing. You know, you look at Bobby Labonte, Mark Martin, Ken Schrader.
Yeah, Bobby Labonte just won Rookie of the Year in the modified tool.
Yeah, you know, so I mean, it's just incredible that all the big names and all the big sponsors. I mean, like the Corvette Parts, and everybody coming back, and it's about time that everybody starts coming back to the short track. It's pretty cool.
And Tom, and tell us a little bit what a guy like Mark Wertz means to your company too, because I'm gonna tell you something. This guy right here has got to be the #1 guy as far as marketing and social media. I mean, you know, he put your name out a lot.
Full-time job.
I'll pay you later.
A number one is a number one. You know, wait a minute. What's above a number one? You can't. He is the model. If half these other drivers would pay attention to Mark Wertz, it would be fun. Now, we've been the Cup route. So forth. We've been Xfinity. We've been this. We've been that. But Mark is the #1 that gets it. He understands. And some of these other guys have just got their hand out and going, "Give me the money and we'll put some decals on a car." But Mark lives it, promotes it, and does everything in the world he can to make it work. Because let's face it, if we're not making any money, guess what? We don't have to give to the racetracks.
Right.
So
and Mark's got it. I mean, you can go somewhere. I mean, I went to Goodyear and a couple other places this year, and Mark Wertz's name is out there everywhere you go. I mean, everybody knows Mark Wertz. They know about his social media skills and everything. I mean, that's got to be the biggest thing you got going for you, to have somebody like that. I mean, he's not promoting himself; he's promoting your product.
Well, yeah, literally, Tracy Park, marketing, was in the truck right now, and I just dropped him off at his hotel no-tell, and he was shaking his head at some of the things that he knows Mark has done, and the neat story is how we got started with Mark. He was buying some Corvette parts for the Colonel, and he was dealing with Jennifer, a girl that worked for us, and Jennifer goes, "Can we help this guy out and buy him a set of tires? He would really appreciate, it's how much was they, Mark? $200, $300, something like that."
Well, I think it was right before Martinsville, 2016, and I think I asked for a set of tires. It was like $750, and y'all sent me a check for $1,500 right off the bat, and we ended up wrapping the car, making it look like a Corvette, and go to Martinsville that year and win Best Appearing Car. So it all kind of was just call it dumb luck, but Tom took a gamble on us, and at the time they were heavily involved with the 32 Cup team. And here I am, just this little guy, and we go to Martinsville and get lucky and get Best Appearing Car with Corvette Parts .net all over the side of it. So it worked out good.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean,
go ahead, Tom.
Dumb luck is the best luck, isn't it?
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, especially when you're talking about Scott Allen. That's probably what dumb luck is. Probably what it's got.
I'll comment on Mark too. It's a pleasure when you go out of town, okay, and everybody knows I travel and I do things, I do Martinsville, I do the other races and stuff, but when the 55 team comes through, Mark pays such attention to detail. The templates fit, the fenders look nice, the bracing is nice. You get under the car and your shirt don't get dirty. And there's a lot of teams like that, but I'm just talking about Mark right now. But, I may get him in trouble by saying this, but, the inspectors, all the lead inspectors at all the tracks, we have a group text and we talk about stuff all the time and talk about this, and a lot of times the guys will say, Shane, why don't you call Mark and see what he thinks? So Mark is well respected, not only on the racing side, but on the officiating side at all the tracks. So, kudos to you, brother.
Well, you don't see what we do. He don't see what we do after we get out of the tech shed.
Something else Mark is not telling is he's been voted on the advisory board of me and Archie of giving us direction of who, what, when, and where, and how. So that goes along with what you just said, where, as far as being respected, you can't get any more respected than he is, from my perspective.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate that, Tom, but right now, let's make this about you. I mean, so what people need to be doing is going online and registering. Anybody that's listening right now, any driver that's got a thought in their mind or is able to have a car ready, go on Florence Motor Speedway's website. Make sure you get pre-registered. It's imperative you register early for the simple reason is Steve needs to have a car count idea so he can get a tire count ready. Everybody knows we've got somewhat of a tire issue going on that's lingering into 2022. So if he knows he's got 40 cars or he knows he's got 50 cars, he knows he needs 2 sets of tires for those cars. That's his goal anyway. And, with everything going on, if Steve can pull it off and have 2 sets of tires there for everybody, that's going to be huge. Just because everybody's been struggling with no practice tires. But again, let's support Steve by buying your tickets early, registering your car early, and don't be scared to go on and visit CorvetteParts.net online. Send them an email, tell them you appreciate them getting involved in the short track series. 1-800-757-KEEN, that's 5336. Give them a call. Anybody and everybody knows somebody that owns a Corvette. I mean, that's just American apple pie. So if you don't have
we're also
one,
going to have.
Go ahead.
Excuse, don't forget that there's going to be a Corvette Corral, and
Correct.
Steve's planning something for Friday night, which I'm not 100% sure what it is at this moment, but we want to get the Corvette community involved also, to where they're talking about having them lead, do a lead lap or two, parade type lap. So, we want to get the Corvette community involved also.
That's exactly right. So anybody that has family members throughout the southern North Carolina border area, South Carolina Myrtle Beach area, let them know that it's going to be like a gathering, maybe car show type deal on Friday, and then the guys will get to ride around the racetrack leading the pack, because like we do here at Langley Speedway, and kind of show off their hot rods in front of a bunch of people. I mean, how much better to get than that? We have race cars. We like to race in front of people, but these people that restore these old cars like to show them off.
Yeah.
So it's all this is it's loose putty right now that's being shaped and molded on the wheel, and if it drives right, this is going to be a good deal. And I see it driving right.
I hope to be down. I would like to be down to see that.
All right, what's the schedule?
Well, I was getting ready to ask that question. Now, here's the guy who's going to be the race director down there that weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's signing some money.
Not take the whole thing. Not tech director.
But anyway, we got the race director. Tell us a little bit about the scheduling and everything that's going on down there that you know that you're involved with so far?
So first off, I want to thank Steve Zacharias for calling me. Me and him are going to be in the tower together. It'll be the first time in about 5 years that me and Steve have worked together at a race. So, I'm excited that I get to be a part of this kickoff of what I believe is going to be a great marriage or a great teaming up. But he called me over to way before the Thanksgiving break last year, and he asked me to come down for the 400, and I had other plans and I couldn't. And then he was coming in town to do some business, talking with Mark and doing some stuff. And he called me up and he said, "Hey man, let's talk." He said, "Because I really want to hook back up again." And we talked and we did. So I'm excited about going back. It's kind of like going back to the 400, I guess. So anyway, me and Steve will be in the tower together, and if something comes up, he needs to leave, he'll leave, and but I'm gonna be calling the races. But on Friday, Friday is kind of parking and just practice until I think like 5 o'clock, and then Saturday we'll open up. I think it's about 9:30. We'll have a driver's meeting, and then we'll have a round of practice, and then have qualifying. And it's kind of neat. He said he did something, or he's been doing something all year, and it's kind of neat. It'll be different for me, but it's a great concept. What he'll do is he hasn't told me the definite number yet, but we'll everybody, all divisions will Euro qualify. It'll be 3 cars for it'll probably be 4 laps instead of 3 laps, just because it's cold. So we may even see how time goes, and if it's really cold, we may have to squeeze another lap out of it. We'll see what happens, but anyway, it'll lock in a certain amount of cars, and then the remaining cars will be split up in a Group A and a Group B. Okay, and then those groups will have a 10-minute practice qualifying session, and you'll take the fastest. Ever how many the field is set. Remember, he locks in, and then what his top is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be 32, 35, 30. I have no idea yet. We're still talking about what his final lock-in number is going to be. I believe it's going to be in the 36 range, probably, maybe. But he'll make that final call and tell me. And then the top half, whatever the lock-in number, top 4 or 5 out of each one of those rounds will get into the feature race. And then I believe he's going to have 2 track owner promoter provisionals. So anyway, and all that takes place on Saturday. And he told me, he said, the only thing I really want you to do on Saturday, besides call a great race, he said, like you've done in the past, he said, just let's start at 3 o'clock and let's get this thing done before it gets dark and cold. And let's see, late models, limited late models, trucks, mini stocks, and super stocks are running. So I believe it's 125 for the late models. I believe it's 75 for the trucks, 50 for the limiteds, 50 for the I think it's 35 for the minis. I think or 40 for the minis. I've got all that at home, but it's just going to be a great show, and I'm excited to be teamed back up with Steve and talking about the bathrooms. We were talking this afternoon on the phone, and bathrooms in the pits are a big deal. Okay, I mean it's just huge, and he's just starting out with the track and getting it going and doing what he's doing, and man, he's doing almost all the work, there at the track by himself, and he got it all closed in. He sent me pictures. He was so excited. It's closed in and it's painted on the outside. And he's working inside now. He said, "Thank God," because he said it's cold today. So anyway, he said he had some heat. And he's finishing putting the walls up in there, and the toilets are coming and the sinks are coming, and he's just so excited about the new bathroom. So
he did so good at Myrtle Beach.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he had a great operation over there as far as racing. There's a lot of good racing over there. And you can see him going to Florence and making that success too.
Yeah.
Well, the man lives and breathes it. His whole family is the staff.
You got that.
His wife, his kids. His kids are selling hot dogs or working, selling tires and fuel. So it's a family-run operation.
Yeah, he, I've seen him before, just like he told me, I guess at the 400, he was up in the tower calling the race, helping in the race. And I guess we all seen it. There was a big wreck. And, he actually come out of the tower and helped him clean in the racetrack, So,
yeah. You look like a fireman in training. Yeah. From the tower down to the track. Back up the tower, back down to the track.
And then he's got a great tech crew, which is led by Mike Cox, and everybody knows Mike Cox. Mike Cox is a pretty smart guy. I love working with Mike. We actually talked today on the phone. And I'm trying to take a couple people with me. I've invited, Brian Crawford to go. But, wherever I go, I like to take Brian with us because he is so great at the tire area. It just puts a comfort factor between me and for the competitors. I would imagine, that somebody's watching the tires as close as he does. And then Justin Ellis for fire and safety. He's supposed to let me know here in a couple of weeks if he can go. But it's always nice where if you got somebody calling fire and safety, where I can just focus on the racing, and that puts Steve at ease, knowing, hey, I can go on out of the tower and I can do stuff. So I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Tom, what are some of your takeaways from all this about getting back in the late models and local short track racing? Still here?
Hey, Tom.
Oh, I missed the call. So I think the question is, what do we think about getting involved in this late model series?
Yes.
So far, that everybody seems to be happy. Everybody seems to be, good. Everybody seems to be working together, and and everybody's leaving their ego at the curb, which is kind of refreshing. And like Archie took and said, he runs the late model also. He goes, the late model stuff's turned out to be a lot more fun. So first reaction, I can't disagree with him. And we're all gonna have a bunch of fun there at the track because you got Lenny Vinicki going to be doing his thing, and then you got Larry O in the pits from Myrtle Beach going to be doing a live broadcast on his thing from right there. So I mean, it has all the makings of having a good time and everybody having fun and just hanging out and enjoying some good racing.
Well, Tom, on behalf of, I guess, fans all over, we appreciate you getting involved in Lawrence Speedway and getting this going. And I think it's going to turn out to be a big thing. And we really appreciate you taking your time and investment into the short track racing.
Well, it's like I said before, it's a new adventure, and so why not? Let's, you got to keep trying something new to make things happen. And with so far everything's been great. Everything's been Steve's been easy to work with. He's been working with Jennifer and Shane Smith on the social media side, so they got things rocking and rolling. And who knows, there may be a few more surprises come up, between now and then. So, and all everything's to the good.
Well, while Tom's here on the phone, if it's all right.
Good.
So I got Tom's blessing a couple of weeks ago, and whenever there's a young fellow that's going to start racing this year in the Pro 6 division, who the last name is synonymous with Langley Speedway, but he's kind of kicking off his era at Langley Speedway, and he's going to have the CorvetteParts.net logo on the side of that Edwards Motorsports Pro 6. So on the weekends, the late models aren't running. We've extended the advertising crowd to the weekends that late models aren't here too, so that it can be on Flow Racing. So you'll see Donovan Edwards with the CorvetteParts.net logo on his Pro 6.
Cool. That's pretty cool, dude.
I was talking to Danny this afternoon. We were talking about it, and you can just hear the excitement in his voice about it. You know,
But there again, it's just another. Tom gave us the blessing to kind of be involved with Donovan, and it's. I think it's going to be a neat deal. It's neat to see the kids or the guys that I grew up racing with, still race with, starting to come in.
That is. But that's what the sport's about now. You got to bring them along.
He's a well-spoken young man. He's a clean-cut young man, and I think he's going to extend the audience and do a good job helping promote on the weekends. We're not able to be here to promote. So, that's the main goal.
And then TJ is also involved with, and I got to apologize. The band, the young fellow with the bandolier.
Oh yeah.
I forgot who. His dad's name's Bill, but it's one of the deals where that's where it's all at. Taking care of the youngins.
That's right.
And,
that's the future.
Well, I've been around Carson and Caden Quaffle since almost day 2, and it's kind of neat to watch how they've progressed.
Next thing I'm working on is a CorvetteParts.net restart zone here at Langley Speedway. We haven't got that thing down.
Oh, so there's something we need to talk about, huh?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from Chuck Hall. Chuck Hall, if you're listening, answer your phone.
He'll be here next week.
So with the Flow Racing deal, and there's a nice restart box here at the racetrack that would be very well represented with a nice big CorvetteParts.net restart zone logo in it. So that's just other stuff. I mean, like I said, Tom is open-minded and to a point now. Don't get me wrong. He's not just throwing money away. He's a smart man. That's why he's a flourishing business. But
no, he's smart.
He's open to good ideas. He's open to good ideas. He's open to good ideas. And the good thing about it is he thinks on it. He doesn't make rash decisions. So it's just.
But it's like you to come up with that, because I've never thought about it.
Well, what do they talk about during the year? Every race while they're talking live on Flow Racing, which is huge.
Yeah.
Here they come entering the CorvetteParts.net restart box. I mean, every single race of every division. It's not just late models. It would be every division of every Saturday night.
That's
so the whole goal, and I'm not going to lie, Richard Godovic taught me a lot in the early 2000s, and I listened to him. He, you don't always take and spend all of somebody else's investment into you on you. If you can find a way to spread it out a little bit to open the eyes of other people, you open the umbrella.
That's right.
And the goal at the end of the day, like we said earlier, the goal is to sell the brand that's believing in you.
I agree.
So, anything.
I'd like to go back just on one thing Mark started on. All your late model teams out there, it really would help Steve a lot if you know you're going or pretty close to knowing you're 100% going, go ahead and register, because he really is trying to do the tire deal. He is so excited about this icebreaker race, the new partnerships he's dealing with, the new restrooms. He's just working so hard, and he wants this to be a great deal, and he wants to make sure that everything from the tires to the tower to the tech shed, everything is covered. So just everybody that can go ahead and register would be nice.
And I noticed Andrew Fuller just popped up here with a comment, and while Tom's here still, Andrew is going to be, of course, everybody knows he's got his own photography business, and I think he's involved with the higher end racing this year, but he's going to be at Florence Motor Speedway taking action shots, still shots, any kind of shots for Keen Parts, CorvetteParts.net. So.
Oh, they got that done?
Well, I think it's pretty much done. I know Carly was talking to him yesterday, and Jen's involved, and I think the circle's closing. So I see Andrew on here, and I just wanted to recognize him while he's chiming in.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, guys, we appreciate you being here and being a part of this and bringing
for
on
everybody.
about the race down at Florence. I hope I can make it down for it, and I'll probably even wear my shirt from Mark.
Well, that's good. I'm
And
glad I got invited.
Just watch the food, Mark.
And
You'll
good
be
luck.
over there
Good
trying to
luck.
get some
Good luck
food.
to Ryan Ellis and Carson at the Chili Bowl. They
Oh,
got,
yeah.
They got little Corvette parts dot net logos on their cars, so
Y'all should talk to Steve and do a show down there.
y'all could do a remote from down there.
I'm already thinking about all that. I'm getting a little bit. I'm getting a little Mark Wertz in me. I'm
Well,
thinking.
you need to just make sure if you do another live remote from the racetrack, you wear that.
Okay, it'll be on.
Sure.
It'll be on.
My wife's already got me about 3 brand new sweater vests for that weekend. So I mean, I'll be
And
sweater
socks.
vest.
Okay, and socks, and in socks. Anyway,
Does the underwear match the socks?
Yes, always.
all right, Tom, we appreciate it, man.
Tom,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for everything, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank
Tom.
you, guys. We appreciate it.
All right, well,
Later.
maybe we can talk again before the race comes up and see what all new things you got planned and Steve's got planned down there.
One problem at a time is my favorite saying.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Later. Have a good one. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you being with us and making the trip all the way up here. Anything you want to add before you go?
No, just everybody sign up, and it's going to be a great 2022. I look forward to doing a lot of things with the late models at different tracks. I kind of took some time off and just worked a select few races, but I'm back working at the big late model races. I'm excited. I'm excited to come out here and watch. Me and Bill Mullen still talk all the time, and it's just nice to be from somewhere and be able to come back, and it's just exciting, and it's good to just hang out with guys. And it's always nice talking with Mark.
I'm just a shipyard worker.
Yeah, I know. Yes, we are. But
this guy's got it going on. Look at
He's trying to make sure they keep coming back.
Hey, I'll
But
tell
anyway,
you what.
thank y'all guys. I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
y'all got some good guys coming in on your call. Good to see you, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Mark, thanks a lot,
Yes,
man.
sir.
And
Trucking it this year?
Late model.
Oh.
Late model.
I got you. Did you find a car?
Yeah, a little pretty car.
Maybe yeah.
Good deal, brother.
I still got some old notes from when they were set up that way.
All
I've got every notebook from every year I read.
right.
We can get you down.
all right, let's get Chase McAdams in here.
Come on,
He's
man.
going to tell us a little bit about what he's got going on this year. If y'all didn't hear it just a minute ago when he said it, but one more truck series driver, and now you're going limited late models.
Yeah, we're building a couple trucks for some guys, and we're gonna start putting the limited together. See what we can tear up this year.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Now you had a good, decent season this past year. Tell us a little bit about how your season went. And
Had a good year. Had a lot of wins. If we weren't winning, we were blowing motors or wrecking into the wall or tearing them up. But I think we ended up with 5 wins this year. Me and old Louie had a bunch of battles this year. Rest in peace, man. It's gonna be tough not being able to race against Louie. That was fun racing, but the heart goes out to his family and friends.
what are some of your fond memories of him and his racing?
We were always right there on top of each other, man. It was always close racing, and I remember we came off of 3 and 4 right here one week. I think it was the Hampton Heat week actually, and we were hooked nose to tail, and I spun him out, and I came over. I was like, man, I'm so sorry. It was just I was just racing you hard, and I got in the gas a little too quick and looped him around. And even that last race when he and Rick were racing hard, they I was sitting there, they were just pulling away from me because we had the little motor in it. We'd blown up a motor that day, and I just say I knew Rick wasn't going to. I didn't think Rick was going to dive under him like that, but Rick slid under there, and I went up 3 wide and sailed around him on the outside, and oh man, that was just good racing with him. Always tough competitor. But yeah, I'm gonna miss him.
So what made you made your decision to go to the limited late models this year?
Just want to go fast, man. Looking for a new challenge. See what we can get down them 16-second laps.
I think it's going to be a decent field.
I've heard a few people I haven't seen any pictures or anything online, but I've heard a few people are going to be racing them. I think it's going to be tougher than what people think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be a pretty stout little division.
So how did you get started in the racing?
Dad raced years ago in Mississippi, dirt track racing, and I've always seen pictures and couldn't get him out here, but for the longest time, I was out here helping the E-Steps. I grew up with Brandon E-Step, and we were out here racing late models with them, and finally kept trying to get my dad out there, after about the third week, got him out here, and next week we're building super trucks.
Oh, really?
Yep, and that was about 14, 15 years ago now, but we built a lot of stuff and tore up a lot of stuff, but man, it's been fun every race we've been out here.
So how long you been racing?
About 15 years now.
Okay.
So you got plenty of experience in racing itself. So what kind of things are you expecting now with the limited late model? What kind of things what are your goals? Maybe I should say better with.
Just be consistent and just like the trucks, you know what I mean? Just try to be consistent. That's what you always want to do, and try not to tear too much stuff up this year. But
Yeah, the limit is gonna be a little bit more money.
yeah, we've been accumulating parts, and I've been joking around with Dad that I was gonna build a full-time late model out here just to come out here and race. But man, it'll be real tough. But now that they got this limited division out here, I think we can go fast for reasonable, pretty reasonable. I think a car can get built for around 10 grand, respectable car. You're gonna have to find some old parts around, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a fun division. I really do.
No, I think so too. There's going to be quite a few guys running the class, so I think it's going to be a decent field.
So who's building your motor and everything for you?
Marty Strickland, always. Marty's my motor guy, always. He's built them for all these years. We started off with ballast, and then we kind of moved to Marty. And Marty's never done us wrong. He's always been there, always a phone call away. Always got the right answer when you're stumped. He's great people.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't seem to get Marty on the show. He said he don't. He don't get on camera.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He said he's got a face for radio.
So who all helps you with your car when you're racing?
Mainly it's me and Pops at the house working during the weeks, but then we got Dwight and Spanky, Dwight Nichols and Chris Spangler. They're in my pits every week, and we always try to bounce around and help each other. And little Finley, Dwight's son's my crew chief. Go get him the spot for me. I might make a truck starter too this year just to have some fun. I've always loved them trucks. So you can just sail them off into the turns and just a little bit of brake sometimes, but usually you just sail them off, hold on for dear life, and stab it again. It's fun, man. But I'm looking forward to having to actually drive the vehicle a little bit more. Lose a little brake power and see what some real speed feels like. I drove Donnie Medlin's modified practice, a couple practices, and that was crazy, man. That V8 power is something else.
Yeah, compared to what you got.
It's something else.
Yeah. Did you get it to the floor all the way?
Yeah, I was doing this all the way down the straightaways, but I was able to throw down a 17.1, but I was holding on for dear life. That's crazy fast, but I was smiling ear to ear the whole time.
So what other divisions have you raced in other than trucks?
At Langley, just the trucks, but I raced East Carolina when Langley shut down for that little stint. I got to race I guess they call them bombers down there, but enduro. I raced Scotty Buchanan's Taurus down there, and that was fun. That was my first time slinging a front wheel drive into a turn. That's crazy. Just hold on for dear life and just looking out, driving dirt tracking pretty much, and it was a fun time though. And, went down there to East Carolina, and that was a fun track. And we've been down to Orange County, call that place the Thunderdome, because you could pretty much, me and you could get on one side of the truck and flip the truck down the track instead of banked.
Oh, good.
But that was a fun
I
track.
haven't been there, but I've been by, but I haven't been there. That's another place I
ran the mini cups there one time.
Yeah, it's a fun track. And, we went down there and won a race one time, but they've done away with the truck division, so.
Well, I know you're excited to get started in this limited divisions and everything that goes on with that.
Yeah.
That's got to be a lot of fun to do that. So who all sponsors? Who are your sponsors and everybody?
We haven't raced with any sponsors here in the last couple of years. Definitely Marty Strickland. We've been just racing out of the garage. Just if we wanted to go fishing, we went fishing. If we wanted to go racing, we went racing. And, And this past year, we really wanted to go racing, apparently. Much as we were tearing it up and fixing it. Like I said, last race, I blew up brand new motor, and we were pulling into the driveway, and I was like, you know what, stop right here, Dad. I'm going to throw that little 2.4 in it. And we threw that motor in there and came in here, started the rear of the field, and won the dang race.
When you least expect it, that's where it's at.
Yeah, that little 2.4 that could. They were pulling away from me, but and always whoever crosses that line first.
That's right. All right. Well, I see we got Dave Adams sitting back here waiting to talk to us. We'll come back to you in just a second. Let's get Dave on here and hear about his upcoming ventures.
What's up, Dave?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
What's
Good,
going
man.
on with you, man?
You know, same old stuff. Just always working hard, you know.
You working hard?
Yeah, you know me better than that. You've seen me work hard a couple times.
Yeah, I've been down here and watched you work hard for a couple times. You're right.
I just sent you that picture of us in Victory Lane at Charlotte. I thought you'd like that because I know you were there. So
yeah, that was a big deal. I was the rainy night in Charlotte. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, my only Xfinity Series win, and we had to do Victory Lane inside. So
yeah.
that was a little different, you know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's really wild to see them have to go inside the garage and do Victory Lane. But it was pretty fun. But it was fun.
Yeah, it was. Anytime you can win, it's a blast, you know. So, no, we just getting ready to. It seems like the theme of the night, you know, about short track racing. I've decided to go back short track racing as a crew member and going to work for Mike Darn Racing. You know, help him out some this year. Matter of fact, Mike will be driving himself at the Icebreaker, and I'll be going down there with him, you know, February 4th and 5th. So we'll be there for that big race. We've got 5 other drivers that, you know, will drive for us over the year. You know, we've got, you know, Mason Diaz, who just won the Fall Brawl. We'll be running some Cars Tour races. I'm going to actually be helping he's not really a kid. He's mid-20s, I guess. I'll be helping Andrew Grady probably most of the time that I'm going. And, you know, we used to race against Tony Grady at Southampton and Southern National and stuff. So kind of surprised that Tony even talks to me since I worked for Doug. You know, we probably had a few run-ins. Yeah.
There.
Yeah. So no, we seemed like, you know, Tony was one of the, I can probably count on one hand the people that we didn't have run-ins with, but Tony was one of the guys that was always real cool, and we got along really well, and I've always liked Tony. I actually helped him, you know, back in the early 2000s. We went to Myrtle Beach, and he'd never made the big race down there, so we went down there and made that. And you know, I went to Martinsville with him, you know, once or twice, and just you know, helped him out. And then it just seemed like a good fit. Talked to Andrew at Southern National. I went to Thanksgiving Classic with Derek Peebles Motorsports and Jonathan Finley, and we actually had a really good run. I got to help, you know, Derek with the geometry on the front of the car and stuff, and do some things that I wanted to do, and we ended up finishing 6th. So we started in the back. We had some issues in qualifying, but you know, I got the fever again. You know, I only went probably 3 or 4 times this year. I went to Hickory for a Cars Tour race, like Southern National, a couple other ones. Just helped out my buddy Derek Peebles, and you know, he had called me, so I have a hard time saying no when people call and they want me to go help on a car. So it's and it got me back in it. You know, I've been out of it for a couple of years, you know, just going and watching here and there. And then Kara raced. So what's that?
Is that going to be your new full-time job? I mean, you going over there to work full-time with them, or you just?
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. Like Mike can't be everywhere all the time. You know what I mean? With 5 drivers, we're going to be spread out. You know, Mike might be at Hickory and I might be at South Boston, or, you know, wherever. The plan for Andrew is, I think, run, a few Cars Tour races, kind of get his feet wet, and that he's run a lot of Southern National, a lot of Wake County stuff. And he's gone, a few other places with, limited results. So we're going to try to fix that, Andrew reminds me a lot of Shane, when I worked with Shane Meal. So I think that'll, it'll probably be a good fit for us. And hopefully Andrew goes as far as Shane did or better, we all know how that ended, but, we got there. We went all the way from late models to Cup Series. So, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting. I know we get to come to Langley, and run the Cars Tour race. So that'll be good. I'll get to see you guys, and hopefully your dad gets to come out and hang out with us. Last time we were there with the K&N car, he hung out with us all day. So that was kind of cool.
Well, we'll you're going to see us there. Ain't no doubt about that.
Oh, for sure.
Hopefully,
For sure.
I'm going to be down. I want to be down in Florence for this big race in Florence. So I want to be down there.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, you can come down and hang out with us, and we always welcome you into our area, and you can hang out with us all weekend. That'd be great. I haven't seen you guys in a while. We don't know. If Kara's going to run any more races or not. We're working on that. She says no, but now that she's a doctor, she probably won't get back in a race car. So
I'm
who knows?
still trying to figure out why she's still hanging around you now that she's a doctor.
Well, I'm probably the brains behind that operation, to be honest with you. I mean, if the truth be told, I did some math homework for her, so maybe that's what.
For her?
Yeah, maybe that helped out. So yeah,
now
I'm not good. I'm not good at anything else. No, I'm very proud of her. We just went to Michigan, 3 weeks ago, and she got to walk across the stage and get her PhD, and she's already got 2 master's degrees. And yeah, I don't know what she's doing with me either. I can't figure it out. I just don't say anything, So no, if I bring it up, I'm afraid she'll think about it, and be like,
Right.
yeah, what am I doing here? So,
You're right.
I've tried to remind her a couple times, but she didn't.
I know. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. We're all lucky.
I'm glad to see you getting back into the sport again. I mean, I've always known you being around the sport.
Yeah.
I know we've known each other for a long time, and I know that it's like everything. It's that itch you got to scratch every now and then because it's going to get you if you don't. But
right, yeah, I went to Hickory, for that Cars Tour race, and you walk in the garage after being gone for a few years, and you see the same people, and everybody. Like I said, it's amazing that I have friends at the racetrack. After what I went through with Doug and Shane and all the guys that I worked with, it seemed that we were always in some kind of dust up with somebody, but it was nice, and then we went to Southern National. I saw some more people that I hadn't seen in years, and it was like they welcomed you right back in and kind of made me feel good, and I think, I've got a few more wins left in me, so we'll go try to win some races and, help Mike out with his deal. He does it for a business, so it's very important for Mike Darn Racing to have good people and look professional at the racetrack and run good, so we can attract more people. The more people we have, the more money he makes. So, and obviously the more money we make. So that's it's going to be a good deal. I think, we raced against Mike a lot, at Southern National and Southampton and the old Dominion track. And, I probably never said a word to him, in all the time that we raced against him. And then I went down there and talked to him a couple of weeks ago. It was like we'd known each other for years and years,
Well, I'm glad to see you back. That's great to have you back in the sport again. And I can't wait to get to see you down at the racetracks. And maybe I'll come with you to some of these racetracks too, because,
she's better looking than
she's a lot better looking than he is. And,
yeah, she's going to go to some of the races. She gets busy with her job, but she she likes it. She'll probably come to Florence. She likes that track. And, I worked with Steve Zacharias when I first started in the Cup Series. I worked at Petty Enterprises, and Steve was a tire changer for us back then. That was 2002, I think. So back after I had got out of the short track stuff, and Shane was already gone for the first time. So I had to do something till he came back. So that's what I did. I worked for Kyle Petty, and so I've known Steve for a long time, and we're trying to support him. I don't know how many cars were taken down there for sure. Probably, I'd say at least 2, maybe 3. But Mike's going to get in the car and run some. And, when Mike gets in the car, he always runs good. So we'll just have to see what happens. It'll be my first race officially back. So it'd be nice to get a win right away. Get that over with.
Where's Mike's shop at?
In Mooresville. I don't know if you've ever been to Kyle Busch's truck shop, but it's right behind Kyle Busch's truck shop.
Oh, okay.
You got a really nice shop down there. They've got everything they need to go late model racing. Well, you came to my late model shop when I had my shop down here in Charlotte. The only thing they're lacking that we had a pull down machine, but he's got everything besides that. We've got plenty of stuff to build good cars and go and win races and run good, and like I said, it's very important running these late model teams like this when they do rental deals, to get these kids to come in and race and spend their dad's money or their sponsors' money or whatever it is. You've got to, you run it like a cup team, so it's, back when I started in Cup, some of the shops weren't this nice,
Yeah,
but
got that right. Well,
it's,
do you go to the shop a lot, or do you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't start down there officially until right before the Florence race. Right now, we've got 4 other full-time people. So I talk to Mike on the phone and stay in contact with him there. And we'll go down a few days before the Florence race and get cars set up. But they're in the building process right now, kind of the off season. They had some cars that were already done. We're waiting on cars, new cars from Craig Oliver. And getting parts nowadays is the hard part. Talked to Mike yesterday, and he's like, man, we're waiting on parts and we just can't get anything, so it's been rough everywhere for that stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I get in there and we'll do some, I'm sure I can learn a lot from Mike. Mike may be able to learn a few things from me. And we'll go try to win a bunch of races. I mean, they're already running good and winning races. So hopefully I can just add to that,
Well, Dave, we appreciate you coming on and telling us what's going on with you, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
Hopefully, I'll see you in a couple weeks down in Florence if I can work it out to get there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be there, and you can't go to Florence without bringing the Florence Flash with you. So, he's got to go.
We'll just have to see what his plans are.
I mean, he'll probably have to stay out front. They'll set up a table. He'll sign autographs and stuff, so we won't see a whole lot of him. But he's a pretty popular guy down there.
Well, I'm gonna let it go with that, Jack. I'm gonna let it go with that, Dave. We'll let it go. But anyway, all right, man. Well, good luck to you, and we'll see you down here soon.
Yeah, good talking to you. Thanks. Good talking to you too, Scott. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
All right, man.
Buddy.
Talk to you later.
All
right. Pretty cool, Dave, getting back into it. I mean, obviously he's got a lot of knowledge.
He's been around for a long time, but it's like you said, I don't know how many people he'd have left to talk to if he depended on his time with Doug Dodson. I mean, seem to be
if he's somebody we should get on the show.
I've tried. He won't do it. He won't do it. I've tried to
tear the show down.
I've tried to do it, and what I was going to do is I was going to have him on the show, and I was going to figure out a way to get Dave on the show because I don't know. I think there was. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, Doug don't want to do the show. So anyway, Chase, you got any ideas of wanting to move into other things after you get finished these late models, limited late models? You want to want to do a late model or?
I'd love to. I'd love to drive a late model and race against some of the guys I've looked up to all these years. But like I said, I'm gonna have to have some help with that one. that's not cheap.
That's a whole nother level.
That's a whole nother level. And I think I could drive with them. It's just getting there. But excited for this limited, and just looking forward for the competition and stepping up that a little bit. But definitely always gonna have a soft spot for the trucks. Like I said, man, they're just fun to drive. And just sling that thing down the turn, hold on, and stomp the gas pedal.
So you'll be running some trucks every now and then too. Huh?
Yeah, we'll surprise them, and we'll surprise. Like I said, I told Dwight to let him drive the 62 sometimes this year, and we ought to get a kick out of that. It's been a while since he's been in a rear wheel drive. But, oh yeah, like y'all saw the truck. It's bent bad, but she's still fast. She's still got old Bertha's still got some life.
That's all that matters. Don't matter what it looks like, as long as it's fast.
Hey, it's built like a beer can.
So,
driving like one.
So who are you building trucks for? You said you're building a couple other trucks?
Yeah, we're building one for Shane Richardson, and we were kind of working through another one we might be building, but then after that it's gonna be full tilt on that limited, and that's gonna be my main focus. But like I said, always got the 62, always got old Bertha sitting in the shadows for them boys. Get little nightmares out of it.
But so you bought the limited and everything, so you haven't done a whole lot with that yet?
No, we just have a roller right now, working out things, deciding which way we're going to go motor wise. I'm pretty sure we're going to go built Chevy, and which means we got to be a little heavier. But we'll see how it goes. And I know Marty's already got his wheels turning on it, and Pops has already got his wheels turning on it, and I'm gonna do all the chassis work and bolt everything together, and they're gonna put all the special stuff together for me, and we'll see how fast we can make it.
That'd be cool to see you out there with the light limited, and that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, I got a feeling there's gonna be some interesting people running in that division this year, from what I'm hearing.
I've heard some names. I don't want to put anything out there.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I mean, it seems like there's going to be 8 or 10 cars. It sounds like
at least.
And if we were putting on a good show, just like with the trucks, we all started putting on a good show, and the numbers started coming up. So it's all putting fans in seats and putting on a show. That's what it's all about. Everybody wants to go for that win, but we can't do nothing. We ain't putting fans in the seats.
That's right.
All right, let's do the Smith's Wraps and Graphics weekend roundup of racing and news from this past weekend before we go off the air. We were talking about earlier about Dillon. The Dillon New Year's Bash was this past weekend. I understand that was very interesting. I watched part of it. I didn't get to see it all, but I watched part of it. The guy who crossed the line first didn't get the win. He went to Tech and
oh yeah. What did he queue for?
Weight. It was weight. He was too heavy on the left side, I believe. And they rolled him off and backed him up, and they got another reading. They rolled him off, backed him up, got another reading, but it never
even out.
It never got to the point where they said
they couldn't fudge it.
So he pulled it back on there, and the guy says, "All right, what we're going to do is we're going to let you pull the car over here."
And you DQ'd.
No, he said, "We're going to let you pull the car over here, and we're going to run the other two through there, the second and third place car. We're going to run them on through, and then we'll come back and do you again." Well, the guy didn't like that idea, so he's sitting on the scales. He's sitting there on the scales. He decides to spin the tires off the scales, and
I did hear about that.
He shot the scales across the infield and tore it all to pieces. Done him in, huh? So at that point, he was completely DQ'd.
Oh yeah, I think it's sealed the deal there.
Kyle Lynch from Victoria, Virginia. And I don't know where he runs at on a regular basis, but he's from up in Victoria, Virginia. He got the win after all was said and done. Bobby Tumbleston was the one who was disqualified, and he's made a couple statements on there about he did not do that intentionally, but I don't know. That's not what
I never did anything intentionally either.
Shane Knight got the Carolina Mini Stock Challenge win, and our buddy Garrett Zacharias went down and run that race down at Dillon.
How did he do? I seen he went down there.
He finished 12th. He brought the car home in one piece, which was what he wanted to do. That was his number one thing. He wanted to go down, bring the car home in one piece, and not tear it up, because there was some cars tore up pretty bad during that race. I mean, they had one jump the fence. And
Oh, Lord. I haven't been to Dillon before.
So anyway, but Garrett did a great job, finished 12th, and I know he was happy with that. Down in New Smyrna, they had their I don't know what, it's kind of like the icebreaker too. That's what they call it or something down there. Bubba Pollard got the win. He beat Jesse Dutilli in the Super Late models.
That guy's gonna be something.
Yeah, he's gonna win a race or two, I think, down the road somewhere.
Yeah.
Some of the driver moves and stuff that's been happening this past week. Also, I also want to remember what's Ricky Purdue?
Purdue, yeah.
Ricky
That's
Purdue.
I had it pulled up. I wanted to make sure we addressed that.
I'll let you address that in a minute. Anyway, Manny DiBenedetto has got him a ride in the truck series with the Rackley War Racing truck. It's going to run the full series. Eric Almirola got hired by Stewart Haas Racing, and he is not hired. He's going to retire from Stewart Haas Racing.
That was kind of a surprise.
And with Ryan Priest already signed
That was
as
kind
a
of
backup driver, I think we know where the.
I think that's a good fit for Ryan Priest, to be honest.
It couldn't be bad to be hooked up with Tony Stewart and down there with that. I mean, just my opinion. Josh Bilicki will be driving the number 77 Spire Motorsports car this coming year in several races. I don't think he's going to run the whole season. SS Greenlight Racing has partnered with Stewart Haas Racing for this coming year. They're going to provide cars for SS Greenlight, and Joe Graff Jr., Cole Custer, and Chase Briscoe are going to be driving the SS Greenlight cars this year in the Xfinity Series. Landon Pimbleton, who won the big race up at Martinsville this past year, is going to be driving 4 races for Venturini Motorsports in the ARCA. So he's going to get a chance to do some
Young
ARCA
guy,
racing.
too. Was he like 18? Is he
He's
18?
He's 18. Trent Owens hadn't talked to Trent in a while, and I talked to the other brother,
The better looking brother.
Yeah, I talked to him, and nothing was ever said. So I'm gonna have to do some. When I'm sitting around talking and they don't tell me things, that makes me mad. But anyway, Trent Owens is going to Colleague Racing. He's going to be with the 31 Cup car with Justin Haley
Oh, I
for
didn't see that.
this coming year. So that's where he's going to be. Of course, Blake Harris
Yeah.
leaving Joe Gibbs Racing, going to Front Row Motorsports to be the crew chief for Michael McDowell in the number 34. I know that was been a dream of his to become a crew chief.
I know we kind of thought when who was the crew chief over there?
Oh, I know you're talking about.
His name was Blake, wasn't his name Blake too?
No, it wasn't Blake. I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
When he left, I thought Blake would get the opportunity, but
Yeah,
apparently not. But
no,
now he's got the opportunity.
he got the opportunity, and that's what he wanted. We had Jacqueline on here last week or week before last, when there was, had her on here talking about how he worked so hard during those times. And I didn't even know that. I mean, I did not know he was having those tough times. I mean, my son was right there too. I mean, they were right there together.
Right.
And I never knew that that's what was going on with him. So anyway, I'm tickled to death for him. And,
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
and I told him hopefully we'll have him on the show next week. I'm trying to get him with us on the show next week to talk to him. He was going to be coming on this week, but he said they're testing at Daytona today, so he wouldn't have time. Carter Langley and Connor Jones are going Cars Tour racing with Justin Johnson this coming year. That replaces Caden Honeycutt, who moved over to Nelson Motorsports.
Oh yeah.
This coming year. And hope everybody will be able to go down to the Icebreaker at Florence Motor Speedway February 4th and 5th. That's going to be a big deal down there. So that's the upcoming, that's the news from this past week. And go ahead and talk about Ricky Purdue.
Yeah. I want to say Brian Crawford said, "Hey, what's up, Brian?" Randy Akers was close to the Purdue family. I don't know a whole lot of the background, but Randy wanted to make sure that we, say a thoughts and prayers are with the Purdue family. They lost after losing Ricky Purdue Sunday. So thoughts and prayers out to them. And we're still keeping an eye on our buddy Dave Millard. And Dave seems to be doing better, or not say doing better, but making progress at home. That he's home now, so glad to see that. I know they put out a couple videos of him the other day, and those are always encouraging and good to see.
That'd be great. And I hadn't heard anything from Aiden Zedrich this past week, so I don't know what's going on with him, but hopefully he's doing better. I'm gonna check with his folks this week and see what's going on. Oh yeah, it was a red eye 50-50. You're right, Andrew. You're exactly right. Yeah, Andrew says it was too heavy on the left side at Dillon. I'm getting all my Mason Dunn must not be home tonight. So
Yeah, he was posting earlier.
oh, okay. So Andrew's got it. Andrew, shoot me a text and remind me, and we'll see if we can set you up to make your announcement of when you're going to do whatever you're getting ready to do. And we'll see what's going on with him. So that's it. Next week's show. Chuck Hall is going to join us next week. Hopefully,
The famous Chuck Hall.
the famous Chuck Hall. He's going to be with us next week. He's done promised me he'd be here, and I know he watches.
So we'll see if he's a word of it.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to get here early enough next week.
He can't leave. You're gonna block
I'm
block
gonna
his
do
truck
something.
in.
If I have to do something, I'm gonna keep him
Flatten
here.
his tire.
He's gonna be here. Hopefully, Vaughn Crittenden will be with us, and Bill Mullis. Hopefully, I can get him to. He's out of town right now, from what I understand. So hopefully, we can get him back here and get him on the show, and have that special little thing, special guest we got coming in for next week. So Chuck Hall, we need Chuck Hall here to be here, be a part of that. I mean,
Who's that? Elvis coming or
yeah,
something?
Elvis impersonators coming. Yeah, it's an Elvis impersonator, and then we're gonna have Chuck get up and sing with him.
Oh yeah. Chuck's a big Elvis fan.
All right.
So anyway, also hopefully we'll have Blake Harris with us next week, and if I can get a hold of Trent Owens, I'm gonna get Trent too. So that'll be a big deal. Chase, appreciate you coming out and being with us, man.
Appreciate y'all having
I
me.
did not
Good luck
know
this year.
did not know you were going limited late models.
Oh,
You didn't tell me
A
that.
little surprise. We recently decided to.
Well, cool, and I
Well,
think
good. I'm glad. I mean, it's going to be a fun class.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Don't let that damn little runt kid pick on you, though.
Which one?
Riley Music.
Oh, okay.
Somebody needs to bust his bubble, bring him down.
don't be saying that. That's not nice. You can't be talking trash about somebody getting hit and doing stuff like that. But if you want to bunch him around a little bit, that's okay. His mama-
No, he's been pretty fast. I mean, he's in the 16s running around here. I was talking to Phil the other day.
Nice.
He come by the shop.
That's cool. That's good. Well, Chase, we appreciate it. Good luck. Hope you have a good season this coming year. And everybody, please like and share our video, and we'll talk to you again next week.